I'm Daley of Clubit TV here at GAMAYO 8 in Leeds. I'm joined with Luke of SIGTRAP.
Hello.
Here with your game Sublevel Zero, which looks like an interesting futuristic racer fighter kind of game.
Something like that, yeah. It's a 6 degree of freedom shooter. So it's based on sort of old games like Descent and Forsaken. The idea is basically it's kind of a zero-G shoot 'em up kind of environment, but you can move in all directions. You can go up and down and turn around and roll and pitch and all sorts of things.
Yeah, that's awesome. How long has this game been in development?
So we've been developing it properly since October, I think, and we're aiming for sort of a late summer release. It started out as a game jam game, which looked a lot more simplistic, but yeah, and it's come really quickly actually. Like we've got a lot of work to do, but it's going really well.
Yeah. So how did you kind of decide to make a game, that was so spacey?
Well, it was before the game jam that we made it for. There was a bunch of us in the pub, and we were kind of just sort of talking about game design, and we were talking about Descent, which, like I say, is a big influence on this game. And the three of us there were just talking about Descent and kind of saying how it would work with other newer mechanics like crafting and looting and procedural generation and sort of random generation stuff. And we were like, yeah, that'd be a cool game. Shame we'll never get the time to make it. And then this game jam came up and the theme was Beneath the Surface. And we thought we can probably, we can fit our game into that. So we kind of, made it in 3 days. Obviously, like I say, not this, but, the earlier version in about 3 days. And it was pretty good. It was well received. People really liked it. And we sort of thought, well, let's sort of polish this up and see if any publishers are interested. And they were. So Mastertronic snapped us up and funded us, and now we're making it full time, commercially. So.
Okay, that's awesome. Is it local multiplayer, online multiplayer?
We are. It certainly, to begin with, that's kind of a low priority goal for us. Given the release schedule we're on, we're thinking we might do it, we might not. It kind of depends how much it adds to the game, which is true of a lot of the features. We kind of ended up really trying to focus the game down to what people like about it, like what the core aspects are, because we don't want a game that's full of fluff. We don't want any filler. We want a really tight experience. It's all about the combat, all about the movement, all about the crafting. And those are kind of the three main things that we're really interested in getting right. And anything else is kind of stuff that we're playing around with and prototyping, but they're not the core part of the game. But we are thinking about things like that.
Okay, would you like to tell us a little bit about the crafting system? Because that sounds interesting. I'm not sure you see it much in games like this.
Yeah, so we've really gone for kind of a stylized look. It's sort of, the way we're kind of looking at it is a modern take on a retro sort of aesthetic. So it's very low poly, sort of pixel art, but we're also using a lot of modern shaders. We've got like a lot of bloom going on, we've got HDR stuff, very sort of neon, as I'm sure you can see. And it kind of ends up with this really cool stylized look that we think is working really well. And we're kind of always moving that around and kind of testing it out and playing with different ideas and adding new things to it. But we're really pleased with how it's looking. And you can't really hear it as well, but the sound design is very much the same kind of idea of a modern take on retro aesthetics. So we've got a lot of 8-bit sort of sounds, but they're merged with sort of real kind of mechanical sounds and things to kind of fit the same feeling as the art style. And again, we're just really pleased with how it's coming together.
Are you a Star Fox fan?
Yeah.
Correct answer. Well, if anyone wants to follow your game, do you have a Twitter or a Facebook?
So at SIGTRAP Games is our Twitter. We don't have a Facebook at the moment. We've got a Tumblr, which is sublevelzero.tumblr.com. And our website is sublevelzerogame.com.
All right.
All good ways to get in touch with us.
Okay, amazing. Thanks for taking the time to speak to us. It's lovely to meet you, and good luck with the future of your game.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Clubit TV.